Coming to America. It was a cold, chilly January night. The stars were sparkling in the sky, the harsh, cold wind blowing past. Sounds could be heard from cars in the modern city. Our plane had just landed, and we found ourselves in a new world full of bright lights and dazzling sights. My mom had already been to America. She visited with my aunt Noma when they had been on a business trip. We heard about their trip. My cousin, sister, and I asked them for presents from America. What we got was clothes, but it was better than nothing. Not too long after, exactly 1 year, my mom won the lottery and was able to buy a ticket to come to America. This was big news for us because she wasn't just able to buy a ticket for herself, my sister and I were able to come as well. We spent weeks preparing winter clothes because we had heard from my mom that America is very cold and that we would need warm clothes. Now, Africa wasn't bad. At least it wasn't bad for my family. Our life was pretty solid. My mom made money as a lecturer and my aunt was a lawyer. My grandmother was a retired doctor. So we never had any problems with money. I was making money. My grandmother had given me a little bit of money to start my own farm. It isn't as big as you think though. I grew plantain and bananas, and I would go out to sell them for money to buy food and other things. And we never had to worry about rent either, since the house we owned, my grandma built for us. We all know Africa is a hot continent, so it was a warm December when we entered the airport. This was my first time being in an airport. It looked so fancy and beautiful. I had never seen anything like it. We got through the bag check stage, but we had to wait a little bit because our plane was a bit delayed. But that didn't bother us at all. After all, we were going to America. For a week here, the plane could take as long as it wanted. When they called for us to start boarding the plane, we called our cousins and prayed with them before we boarded the plane. I cannot describe the feeling I felt when I was on the plane. It felt good but nauseating at the same time. I felt like I myself was flying when I looked out the plane window, and saw myself so high in the sky. I had never been this high before. The highest I had ever been was on top of a tree, but that didn't compare to this. This was 100 times taller. No, 200 times even. The plane was loud though, and we got a window seat, so I was the one next to the window, and my sister was in the middle, and my mom was in the aisle. We were so close to the window of the plane, which made it louder. My mom had given me something to put in my ears so it wouldn't hurt that much, and before I knew it, I fell asleep. When I woke up, I felt like a new person. I had never slept on a plane. It was a feeling I could never forget. My mom told us that our plane had to stop somewhere, and we would have to take another plane to reach America. This was about the halfway point of our trip. This place was full of, no racism intended, white people. This was my first time ever seeing people of that color. I had asked my mom if there was anything wrong with them, but she had said that they were just born different, and that their skin is a different color. We got on our next plane and headed to our final destination, America. I slept again. When our plane landed, my mom woke me up and my eyes blinded. Everywhere felt very cold. It was the coldest I had ever been. Immediately, we put on our clothes that we made to protect us from the cold, and even that wasn't able to keep us warm. My mom had called an Uber or a Lyft to take us to an Airbnb she had rented for us. My sister and I slept on the way there. For some reason, we were very tired even though we didn't do much. But this would be the beginning of my life in America. Coming to America made me learn so many new things. I got to see different types of people that I'm used to. I was able to go to places I didn't even know existed. I mean, when I was still young, I always thought that the places I visited and the places I lived in were the only places in the world. Coming to America made me realize that I was so wrong. I was able to know that there are other continents and countries and cities and even other types of people with different skin color. So coming to America was the biggest learning experience for me because I was able to see and learn new things. I even learned how to knit. This is my story, Dami Abata.